Hello, welcome to another beer tasting with me. Not really planning on anyone ever watching this, so if this is on the internet, too funny. Today going to be doing a tasting with the Founders Brewing Dirty Bastard Scotch Ale. Pretty excited to try it. Founders from Michigan. Is that right? See, that might not even be right. I'm telling you, it's going to be a bad video. And now I gotta find out. Michigan, that's right. Goddamn. Exit that out. But from Michigan, Scotch ale, dark, malty, light bitterness, but nothing too intense. Just enough to really get the palate going, get that sweet, malty taste from it. It is going to have slightly higher residual sugars in it, which will give it a little bit more of a sweeter taste. So first off, what do we want to do? Brewery name, location, already did that. Let's dig into the beer. Well, we'll find out what beer this is supposed to be. Because all it says is Scotch style ale, but that could be Scottish light ale, heavy ale, export, or wee heavy. So one fact, I guess, for just to look up is alcohol percentage. It comes in at 8.5%, which a Scottish light ale is around 2.5 to 3.2%. A heavy ale is at 3.2 to 3.9%. So that's kind of interesting. A heavy ale, you'd think, kind of intense, very low alcohol. Scottish export is 3.9 to 6%. Still way below what drinking. And Scotch wheat ale, wee heavy. Well, you know, this does say Scotch style ale. So let me backtrack on that. It doesn't say Scottish. We actually should have known Scotch ale. But for educational purposes, alcohol comes in at 6.5 to 10%. Boom, we're right smack dab in the middle. Now, interesting, bitterness, it says 17 to 35 IBUs. The bottle states it is at 50 IBUs. So actually has a little bit more bitterness than maybe a textbook Scotch ale, but should be right in the middle. Still be very similar. So let's go ahead and pour it. No, it's a Scotch ale, a wee heavy. Looks to be kind of thin, light body. Got a nice caramely toffee head. Color, if we hold it up to the light, what can we see? It's very dark, but still see-through. I mean, you get like an amber, like a deep, dark amber coming through. So a few selections, we've got medium amber, no, a deep amber, amber brown, brown, ruby brown. Now, I might put this into a ruby brown category. Anywhere from 18 to 24, what is it? SRM, 18 to 24, but even I would go 21 to 24. It's pretty dark for what it is. So let's see what this says it's supposed to be. Color is supposed to be 14 to 25 SRMs. I said 18 to 24 first. I did backtrack on that. Well, I said, but this one's darker. Still fits in that category. So we're going to take it. We're going to take it. Drive by. And it's definitely sweet. You get that up front. Head is slowly dissipating, but that's okay. Let's do a real taste. A lot of that malty sweetness. Maybe like the hot bitterness. That like rich toffee at the very end. So creamy and sweet like a caramel. Oh, it's delicious. Okay. So what do we want to talk about? let's start with, so we did color. Aromas. I mean, you get a lot of that malty, Maillard reaction smell. You know, with the caramel. I'm getting some bitterness now. My mouth is kind of dry. Sugary is another thing. Raw cooked sugar. I could kind of see that. I think that goes into the Maillard reaction. But if someone's able to pick them both out, good for them. This is one of my first malty beers trying to dissect, so it's a little interesting. It's a little more difficult for me than trying to pick out those hop characters. So malt flavor vocabulary. Sorry. You've got malty, which is like cookie, biscuit, bread. I don't know if I get much of those. Maybe some. I'm not going to say no. Then it goes to caramel. Toasted marshmallow, toffee, caramel, light caramel. It's definitely hitting home right in there. There's a lot of flavors in that section. The toffee overwhelmingly, in a good way. Next section is dried fruit. A burnt raisin, prune, raisin, golden raisin. Got a lot of raisins. Let's see if we get any like raisiny flavor. I know personally I don't. That could be wrong, but I don't. And maybe I don't know what to look for. The last one is toasty. Cocoa, cappuccino, dark toast, toast. Oh man, it's toasty. And roasty. I get some of that chocolatey, coffee kind of. Maybe it's from that bitterness, I think. The bitterness accentuates it, makes me maybe feel. I get a little bit more of that coffee flavor. So that's what we're saying for the malt. I'm going to try this once more. Actually, need some water. I'm going to go grab some water real quick. Alright, here we go. Nice thick head. I'm dying to read what the back of the bottle says. See if it gives me clues as to what they want me to find. I haven't read it yet, so as I can try and decipher them myself. Okay, last thing with the malt. We're going to try it one more time. Living right in that toffee range, still don't get the fruit. So I don't think I get any toastiness. If anything, it's more of a roasty, bitter chocolate type of flavor. Let's go with that. Okay. Hops. How are we going to decipher hops? Now this has a low bitterness. Hops are not the main focus. So We can look for an herbal flavor, a resiny flavor, citrus. I don't think there's citrus in there. Or tropical. Dare to say not fruity. I'm going to look for floral, pungent, and herbal and resiny. Floral, pungent, herbal, resiny. Perfect. Wait, is that product placement? Can I do that? I don't know. I just did. I'll deal with it. Okay, hops. You get that sweetness, you still think it's fruity hops. I mean, I think if anything, you gotta give it to the floral and the herbal. I could see where that floral taste would basically kind of maybe go with how that bitterness comes in from the coffee. I'm gonna go floral above all else. I don't think there's a real strong resiny flavor. You know, it's talking about pine, sagebrush, marijuana. I don't get that. Herbal, mint, thyme, grass. I don't get that either. We're gonna say floral for the most part. Okay, so we talked about beer color, malt, flavor, vocabulary, beer aroma, temperature. What should this temperature? What should it be served at? Dang, you think I could find it? American mainstream, pale lager, strong lager, dark lager, wheat beers, IPAs, real ale, cream blondes, nitro stouts, Belgian, 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 Belgian. This also doesn't tell me, so upshoot crook. Well, thank you. Oh, we'll read the back of the label. We'll see what it says. So good it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in color. I said ruby brown, 24. Dark ruby in color and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. Complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat. Didn't get that. Paired with a malty richness and a right hook of hop power to give it the bad attitude that a beer named Dirty Bastard has to live up to. Ain't for the wee lads. It doesn't tell me anything. We're just gonna have to say I'm right. Why not? I like that idea. I have to look it up online to follow up. Anyway, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. What's our one last impression of the Dirty Bastard? It's good. It's good. I'd like to see it a little less bitter. I'd like to see what that's like. I think it would give way to a lot more of that sweetness. And I think I'd be okay with that. I'd like to see what that's about. Anyway, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.